look, Dad, we haven't spoken in ages. I'm a grown man now. I've been through so many phases. In and out of mental homes, nobody could have planned it. My whole family's confused. They still don't understand it. Did you go through depression when you was in your adolescence? I know nothing about you. I've got so many questions. Is the bloodline cursed? Is there something you ain't telling me? Look, Daddy, is my problems hereditary? My mother said that I should fly out and meet you. I don't know what I'm going to say when I greet you. I can't call you Dad. Calling you Daddy's kind of weird. How can I call you Daddy when my daddy wasn't there? My daddy never cared. And I'm going to be real about it. If you passed away today, I don't know how I feel about it. I just know I don't want to turn out how you did. Have a child and have him feeling clueless. I ain't spoke to you in a hot minute, so yeah.
I want to talk more about the tracks, man. Like, haven't spoken to Dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And do you know what? I'm glad you did that because we hear daddy's issues a lot from girls.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be like, like, this is gonna sound crude, and ladies, please forgive me.
Yeah.
There's sometimes when you're with a girl, and then you actually start talking about certain things. If she may be certain ways inclined, you start realizing sometimes, not all the time, there isn't a dad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there wasn't a dad. Because the first form of male love wasn't safe. It was sexualized. They don't understand that. But when you're talking in your track about your dad wasn't there to teach you
the basic things, yeah. Yeah.
And you're saying that he could be in Hong Kong, like all that there, I had no idea. Walk me through that track and what is the situation with you and your dad, and how did that all come together?
The verse, I haven't spoken to Dad. Look, Dad, we haven't spoken in ages. If my life was a book, you missed so many pages. You missed my performances on so many stages. You missed meeting the girl I could have engaged with. You missed the conversations that we could have engaged in, like how to be a man and how to treat a woman, the steps to life, the things that I should do and what I shouldn't, like how to drive a car, when I should use a condom. You could have been my best of friends, but you was long gone. I don't know, you're probably somewhere out there in Hong Kong, kicking it. I don't even know your whereabouts. But the saddest thing now is I don't hear about your name no more. It's like you don't exist. Erase on my memories. You become a myth. Probably started another family. If you ever hear this, don't be mad at me. I ain't spoke to you in a hot minute. And then the second verse is where me and Double, we've always been doing this for Marvel times. We treat it like a movie. So the first verse draws you in, then the second verse, then the third verse. There weren't no third verse in it, so the second verse I went crazy. I said, look, Dad, we haven't spoken in ages. I'm a grown man now. I've been through so many phases. In and out of mental homes, nobody could have planned it. My whole family's confused. They still don't understand it. Did you go through depression when you was in your adolescence? I know nothing about you. I've got so many questions. Is the bloodline cursed? Is there something you ain't telling me? Look, Daddy, is my problems hereditary? My mother said that I should fly out and meet you. I don't know what I'm going to say when I greet you. I can't call you Dad. Calling you Daddy's kind of weird. How can I call you Daddy when my daddy wasn't there? My daddy never cared. And I'm going to be real about it. If you passed away today, I don't know how I feel about it. I just know I don't want to turn out how you did. Have a child and have him feeling clueless. I ain't spoke to you in a hot minute, so yeah. I had a project back in the day, even before Marvel, called Beast on the Loose. And I had a project on there called Family Business. Kanye's got a song on his College Dropout album called Family Business, and I did a remix of it. And that was the first time I was vulnerable like that, and I spoke about my family. I think my mum got into an altercation in where she used to work in Broaddock Farm, and she got punched in the eye and she had a black eye. And I remember it had a big effect on me. I used to see the guy every day. Imagine seeing the guy that did it every day, and it was like, it was a guy, and there was nothing I can do about it. So I wrote about it, and that was the first time I wrote, and I said my dad wasn't around, because if he was around, he would have dealt with it, but I couldn't deal with it. So on this EP, I felt like it was important for me to give the update on where I'm at with my dad again. And then I realized, wow, I haven't spoken to this guy in like 4 or 5 years. And I haven't seen him in like probably over 10 years in flesh. So yeah, I just started thinking about everything. I was just like, haven't spoken to dad in ages. And I was like, if I could talk to him, what would I say? What would be the updates that I'll give him? And I'll say shit like, you wasn't there to teach me how to put on a condom, ride a bike, just basic things that my mum had to do. But when my mum's doing it, it's not the same. Yeah. It's like hanging around with a female and telling her male problems. yes, she can listen to it because she's got eyes and ears to listen to it, but it's not the same as saying it to your boy that's a male as well. So he can give you like a proper man perspective, and I felt like that was missing. But I love my mum. She's done the best job. But like my dad, I mean, it's weird because he called me a day after my launch party. So I have spoken to Dad now. So you hear about that on my next on my next project. You hear about that. But yeah, he phoned me a day after my launch party.
He heard the record then.
I don't know if he heard the record. I doubt he's heard the record. But I think he felt the energy. Whatever I put out there got to him. And yeah, he called me a day after the launch party. And he's in Austria. He was in Spain. Obviously, when I said he's in Hong Kong, I knew where he was, but I just meant as in like, I don't know where you could be right now. You could have traveled somewhere else. And it's true, he's in Austria. I didn't know he's in Austria. I thought he's still in Spain. And he called me and he was just like, yeah, it's your dad, whatever. I'm like, I know, like this number, no one calls me with a number. Like, I knew something was up. And we just spoke. The only sad thing about it, I don't know if I said this to Double, I said this to someone. The only sad thing about it is that I felt nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have got no feelings for him. Like when we're talking on the phone, it's just like, I'm just chatting to him. But like, there's no emotion there for him. But I understand why, because it's like, I don't know him. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just talking on the phone and I'm like, how are you? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Is that what you've been up to? I'm like, yeah, I'm just doing my thing. But it's like, it doesn't mean anything to me. And that kind of made me feel like, that's fucked. Because like, that's why I say it on the song. I'm like, I said something like, if you passed, I don't know, I think I said something like, if you passed, I don't know how I feel like, or something like that. And it's true, God forbid, but if I got a call right now, and my mum's saying, oh, guess what?
That kind of like reminds me of what we was talking about off camera, about not traveling. Like when you're so used to here, we're creatures of habit. So if you keep me in this place, that's why like social engineering is a real thing. And I feel the same as with emotions, where you have people who are biological fathers and people who are father figures. And I think what music's been able to do is help raise quite a lot of like men. You mentioned the two.
I got raised with music. I feel like definitely.
Yeah. That how does that affect relationships with women then, in terms of not having your dad there and your dad and mum not being together? Does that affect relationships at all?
Not really. The only thing that, for me in relationships, is that I love a bit weirdly. And I was talking to a girl about it the other day and I realised, because she was showing me something called the 5 love languages. I don't know if you heard about it. And she was like, which one are you? And then I was going through it and I realised, oh, I'm number 3. I'm the gift language. Like I love to show love through like giving people things. Everyone that knows me, I'll give you money just like that. I give you gifts just like that. But I realised it's because of how I was raised. My mum wasn't taught like that either. So you gotta understand, my mum's raising a child. Maybe if I was in Nigeria, she would have loved me different because that's where she's from. But she's gone to a whole foreign country and I've been raised in a whole different school. I'm talking a whole different accent. So she's trying to communicate in their way. And my mum's raised me like that through gifts. Like everyone knew me as I was spoiled. I'll say it on every camera, I was spoiled.
Because he mentioned the jacket.
Yeah.
Mentioned that in school, the jacket. It's too fresh.
Yeah, I'll say it on every camera proudly. My mum I was spoiled. I didn't have to go out and I did carry knives and try to attempt to do drugs and that, but it wasn't for me and that's why I left it. But I was spoiled. My mum got me everything I needed. I'm an only child. So my mum really got me everything I needed. But now I'm understanding what language she was loving me through. She was loving me through.
Overcompensating because of the circumstances?
Definitely, 100%. I definitely believe that. And she had 2 miscarriages before me as well. So I feel like she was definitely looking at me like, this is a special child for me. Do you know what I mean? So she's definitely overcompensated that way. So that would make sense why she used the gift language. But that rubbed off on me and that's how I love too. But I'm now trying to incorporate other languages like affection and other stuff. So yeah.
But they do say sometimes as men, like, a woman may be upset and you just feel like, all right, cool, like she's upset, I'm gonna buy her flowers.
Yeah. That's that language, yeah. That's me. That's probably something I'll do. I'll try and buy something instead of what she might want to do is just have someone just to listen, just to have a conversation. I just want you to hear me out. Every time you're in and out of the house, we don't sit down and talk. And that's how me and my mum's relationship is at home, which I'm gonna try and change this year. That's one of my resolutions to change this year. Me and my mum, it's weird. When we do speak, we're cool. When we do brush past and we speak, we're mad cool, but we don't have sit downs.
That's a Nigerian. I mean, no.
It's
That's
an African thing, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
African.
man.
Like sometimes, like I know with my parents, I'll say to them like, "Yo, like," because obviously I'm Christian, so like every night when I go to their house, like nightly prayers, whatever, and I'd be like, "Yo, outside of prayers, let's sit down,
Chat,
and
yeah.
let's talk." But you start to realize again that's the programming.
Yeah.
You see your parents, you see how they were raised,
Yeah.
and then also the way we're raised. The reason why we're not following them is because we were raised by them. So now we're like saying, it's almost like the reverse. Like, okay, we're not going to be like them because they were like this.
Yeah.
So us being that, our kids are going to be like, well, why are you like this? When it's a bit weird, like to try and find a balance. But I want to kind of get back on the music industry thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of like know what's going on in the industry. Like, if everyone in this room like kind of knows what's going on in it. What you went when you went in it, right? What were you expecting from it, and what disappointed you when you were in it?
That's a good question. To be honest, I kind of went in it naively, like so naive. I didn't know what to expect. We were so young. That's what you can imagine. Like we was young when we went in. I'm talking 16, 17, 18. So if we had, and what people fail to understand about Marvel as well is that we had no mentors. We literally did it ourselves. Our friend was our manager. We had our friend Ben, he was our manager. That's why I think the Marvel name made so much sense, because it was some superhero shit. Like, it was me, Double, V, Limit, and Ben, and we literally went in like that. And what I've learned from it now is how we got fucked over. I mean, people trying to take advantage of us, trying to phone Sly members on the side, trying to talk to Ben in a certain way. I learned from the industry that everyone's word is not really their word. Because when we got signed, they said they're going to do all this stuff for us.
So you guys got signed? I know it sounds dumb. Yeah.
No, we got, not to a major.
Okay.
We signed an independent deal. We got signed to Risky Roads. Shout out Rooney as well. We got signed to Risky Roads, yeah. And when that happened, they promised that all of this stuff was going to happen, which they did do their thing. But remember, after we dropped We Know, was meant to drop a second single straight after that, and they got cold feet and they pulled out of it. But the way they pulled out of it was so scary, and it made me think, fuck, this is the industry thing. Like, prior to that, when we was doing We Know, when we was doing our launch party, it was cool, like we're laughing and joking with each other. We're meeting up regularly, they're coming to our studio sessions, and then as soon as we did not do the numbers for the single, everything changed. And I realized, okay, that's probably why someone like Chip, big up Chip, respect his journey, love what he does, but that's probably why he's on a fuck the industry thing, because I can imagine how the label must have changed towards him. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, rah, we were like buddy just a week ago. Sorry to use him for an example, but that's the first example that comes off the top of my head. And it's like, I just felt like that's what happened to us with the Risky Roads deal. As soon as we didn't do the numbers, shit went pear-shaped.